I guess I'd like to see myself as the kind of artist who is nurturing a career that makes room for a lot of diversity within what I do. I have a lot of different tastes and genres that speak to me. I would like to have the kind of career where there was room for a jazz ballad and then room for a song that might make more sense on the radio. I don't want to pigeonhole myself, and I think that's part of the pressure that comes as you're establishing who you are as an artist. But I think with this record, I made some really intentional decisions to try different things and sort of increase the spectrum on which I was already kind of established. Oh my gosh, that song is the single most connective thing that I've ever done in my life. And I have to give a lot of credit to Jack Antonoff, my co-writer on that song. It came from a really pure place and a really vulnerable place in terms of its messaging. You know, Jack and I were both watching people go through some really hard times in that moment, and we both feel very impassioned about speaking up for equality right now in our social culture. The coolest thing is that in sharing that message, that very personal message, you know, people have been so willing to be vulnerable right back, and you know, they're writing me notes and stories about what Brave has inspired them to do in their lives. I just recently, there's a video that's kind of gone viral online of a children's cancer ward in Minnesota. The staff put together this video that was very similar to the music video of Brave. It's heart-wrenching and gorgeous and beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time, and it's a message I'm so happy to be able to be the voice for, to realize that it's a detachment from the outcome. It's just about, you know, speaking up in the moment. I did a solo tour, and the reason I did it was because it was the single most frightening thing I could think of to do, and I felt like it was important to be doing something that was sort of leading by example, I guess. And it's funny, you know, I am a solo artist, but I've played with a band my entire career. I think I leaned on that pretty hard, and I got used to the idea that when I was on stage, I was sharing that experience with other musicians. So I think I had to prove to myself that I was able, even, you know, to do this at all. And it was incredible. It was super transformative. I learned so much from that whole tour. Oh, it might be from Beyonce. I know she's not here tonight, but you know, Girls Run the World is kind of one of those songs for me where you get to kind of put that feeling of empowerment at the center, you know, in the centerpiece. To have someone, you know, singing those words is really cool. I think, you know, the male-female experience is going to always be a different one. I think back to especially getting started, and I think that was probably the most challenging time for me, because I did feel like I had to sort of speak up twice as loud to be heard. I think we feel a different set of pressures than men do, and I think a lot of it has to do with kind of, you know, being hypersexualized or coming back to kind of body image issues. It's something that I do a lot of work with a group of young girls. It's called Rock and Roll Camp for Girls Los Angeles. I remember very specifically there was one girl in our vocals class who could not have been more shy. And then we did an exercise where everyone just got to sing one of their favorite songs. It was no longer like, okay, do this vocal scales exercise or let's all participate together. It was take a minute and sing us a song that makes you feel excited. And this girl like transformed. And I just remember sitting there in that moment and seeing what a beautiful gift that song was to her. You know, it gave her confidence and flair and excitement and joy, and she felt strong enough to share that. And so it's really cool, and I think that's, you know, that's what's powerful about music. It's all kind of swirling around right now. We don't have definite plans. There's definitely more touring involved. I'm working on a musical, I'm working on a book. I'm doing a lot of sort of different creative projects, and then still just supporting this record. So, yeah.